Hey, so we're having a great day today. It is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday morning to you. I hope that your morning is going well. My morning is going not as planned. I woke up today and was supposed to head out for the dentist today, and it started, we had like tornado watches, and it's like pouring rain. It's not at this exact second pouring rain, but it is showing like rain all day long, just pouring everywhere I go. And so I checked the maps of how long it's going to take me to go where I have to go today. And yesterday it's like 22 miles to get there, by the way. And it shows anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. And I was like, okay, so we leave out for like 45 minutes. Well, today it's showing anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour and a half. And I'm like, an hour and a half to go 20 miles. I'm like, that's just crazy. So I'm like, people driving, everything else, I'm like, I'm just gonna cancel. Greg's like, I feel better about you canceling. So we're just gonna cancel the appointments for today. That's okay, better to be safe, you know what I mean? I don't wanna leave the kids here at home. They've never, like, not that we're gonna have a tornado, but you know what I mean? It's like one of those things where it's normally sunshine, the weather's fine all the time, all the time. It's like today's rainy for the first time in what? Months. And so we usually always have nice weather, never have a concern. But if I'm gonna be driving an hour and a half away, I don't want to leave the other kids at home if something were to happen and then they like, what are they, you know what I mean? Like, where do you go for a tornado? I mean, we know where we go for a tornado, but you know what I mean? So I opted, I woke up and I was just not feeling it. And Greg's like, I feel much better if you guys stay home. So I'm like, you know what? Twist my arm. Okay. So we're going to stay home today. So that works out. It works out good. So we're just going to, I said, today's going to be just like a chill day. I said, you know, I talked to the kids. They said, it seems like a snuggle up on the couch and watch a movie kind of day. And I'm like, you know what? That seems like a good idea. Today might just be a watch some movies, relax kind of day, which goes for your encouragement for the day. You go when the girls come in the kitchen, they're like, oh, you're filming. I'm like, no, I'm only filming for a second. So I wanted to give you your encouragement for the day. It comes from Matthew chapter 11, verse 28. Come to me all who labor and are heavy burdened, and I will give you rest. Like, it's so important to take time and recharge. And I get you can like, you don't want to push the button of like, you just want to be lazy or you just want to, I deserve rest. Not that, does that make sense? You don't want to push it to the point that it's like laziness. But if it's important, if you're saying you need to rest, it's important to rest and recharge for your day. Your well-being is very important. Your physical well-being, your emotional well-being, and your mental well-being is so important. I know over the years, like, I got so busy just the humdrum of life and just like getting, you know, it was just like routine, doing things and getting things done around the house, all that kind of stuff. And it's like sometimes taking that time for just me, that got pushed to the back burner because, you know, life gets busy. And so as you get older, you learn what's important, you know, you learn what to do. And it's not that you know, failed without having it. It's just that you had other things as priority. But I know as I get older, it's like I take time to make sure I get my quiet time. Like, I go swimming, usually in the morning or in the afternoon, get some quiet time for myself outside, or reading my word, get out there for at least 20 minutes and just sitting there, you know, being able to like focus on things. So make sure you get those things. I know it's hard when you have little ones. I know it's hard when you got zero time. I remember when I had little kids, it was like my time with the Lord was standing in the kitchen window, washing dishes, looking outside, talking to him, and the other time was when I was in the shower for 10 minutes because I had 10 minutes of uninterrupted most of the time, but those were like it when I had a lot. Battery died anyways. And so when you are, sometimes it is just the time, and sometimes you're just in different seasons and you might not get all the time. So sometimes I know I look at other moms and I'd be like, wow, you have time to cut your nails and file your nails and do a manicure. I'm like, I don't have time to do any of that. And so, but I was just in a different season in my life, just a different season. So now I have time to go get my nails done. I have time to sit outside in the morning and not be uninterrupted. So I have time to go swim in the afternoon if I want to break. You know, I have time in the morning, all those things. Like, it's good to do those if you can. If you can't, just know that, you know what, in time that will all happen. So taking time to rest and recharge. So that'll be our focus for today. But we are going to do some stuff. I know we are, because there's things to be done. I know I have to get a few things accomplished in the home, but we'll just see how the day rolls. So are you ready for a rest and recharge day? Where it's going to be part of watching movies, relaxing. The kids are already talking. They said, how about slushies? And then they said, no, slushies are like when it's hot, even though it is hot. They're like, it feels like a hot cocoa kind of day. So I'm like, okay, so we'll see what we end up doing. I'm going to bring you along whatever we do, because this is life. So you ready for a rest and recharge? Well, let's see how the rest of recharge goes. Well, let's go. Today's also going to be one of those days of the jobs I've been putting off. I feel like sometimes not being stuck, but not having the normal day-to-day routine, it'll be good to do things that I've been putting off, like clean this area of carpet in my home. I don't like carpet at all. I don't like it. I will rip this up more than likely one day. When we first walked in, I was like, we moved in the house, I'm like, oh, it is kind of nice to have carpet in here. But then I realized, you know what? No, I do not like carpet. Like carpet, because it's not clean. Like, yes, people, if you don't wear your shoes in the house and walk in, but still your stinky feet are on the floor, so it's like stinky, you know what I mean? But like with tile and anything that you can wash, you can at least wash it so it can be washed every day and wiped every day. Carpet does not go like that, and so it's like I just feel like it breeds germs. That's just me. So I do not like it. Eventually one day we'll replace this again with everything else. It's like everything takes time. It takes time for everything. Some people move into a house and they do it all right away, right, and get everything done. But for us, that's never been the case. It's always been a work in progress. Slowly, I'd rather kind of look at things. Like I think I know what I want for color, but it's one of those things like I'd rather go slow and just kind of see, is that really what I want, or do I want to change my mind and do something different? So in time, everything. So I'm going to clean. I've got the carpet machine here. This has been my favorite one. This is my second one that I've had. We used the other one in the mountains, and the reason why I got this versus a push-up carpet thing is because you got to store a big giant carpet machine. I think when I started doing my room in here, someone's like, just go buy one. Well, it's just for one room. So why would you spend $200-300? Well, probably more on that, and then have to store it somewhere. We don't have a lot of storage here. Like I have a closet in the hallway here, but it's like holds the vacuum and it holds the steam mop. And if I put a big giant carpet cleaner in there, it's like one more thing to kind of store somewhere. So it's one of those like, no, it's not worth it. Even if I have to do my whole carpet, it just takes what, a half hour, maybe 45 minutes to use this machine on it. It's really not that bad, and I don't clean the carpet all the time. So it's like, that would just be a waste. But we do clean the couches. We do wipe off that kind of stuff, and so I don't mind. I like having this for that reason. So if you have a ton of carpet in your house, sure, get yourself one. If you're old and you don't want to bend on the floor, get yourself a push one. But for me, that's not worth it. So we had the one, I had it back in the mountains for many, many years, and then the compressor broke on it, like where it was sucking, but it was not shooting out water. So Craig was gonna take it all apart and do it. I'm like, honey, I've had this for a long time. I'm like, let me just get it a new one. I'll just get a new one because it could be that, but it could be a bunch of other things. So we opted to get this one. So this works really good. I recommend it for sure. Like I said, I think it's a couple hundred, maybe 150. I got it at Christmas and it works really good. So I'll just use it on here, and then the good old, I get the Bissell, the cat and dog one, I think, or cat and dog, the animal one or whatever, I don't know, the allergen one. It works really good. So I'm basically I had something spill here, and I just kind of picked it up by hand, with the towel as best I could, but I need to do more. So I'm gonna do like this whole little sweepway, because this is where people walk in. It's the most high traffic area, and they do walk in with shoes, and that's okay. Our house is not a no shoe zone. Some people are very adamant about no shoes in the house, no this, but I guess I've never been that kind of wife. I've never been that kind of person. Would that be my dream? Yes, everybody take your shoes off. That would be my dream, but then that would become the quote unquote nagging person over and over, because my husband was always working in the garage, and he always had to run in and get something. And so to tell him, take off your shoes every single time, especially when it was snowy and dirty and everything else and going through, it's like, I just didn't want to be that wife. I'd rather like just go back and pick it up, buy it. I know some people say, no, that's wrong, you should. But it's like when you're in a hurry doing things sometimes, and you're working hard and you're tired and everything else, the last thing you want to do is, and I know even like the rule in our house is like, because when we carry groceries in and you're tired, I get it, leaving the door wide open because of, lizards and stuff, but it makes the heat just roll in the house. So it just heats up the house and makes the air conditioner run 10 times hotter. And so I know, like for myself, I'll like come back if I'm carrying groceries, and I make sure I kind of shut it, at least like to the door, so I can open it easily. But sometimes the kids leave it, I'm like, shut that door. But I do know there's been times where I have walked out and not shut that door because I was just tired, or I just didn't want to. And then, we're humans, it's going to happen. So I'm not the nagging person. So I know over the years being tired, Greg working on cars and stuff, he's just walked in with shoes, and you know what? It's fine. And you just pick it up and wipe it. That's no big deal. That's why I was thankful for tile, because it cleans easily. But now here, it's like so much cleaner outside. The house stays really clean. So we used to have to mop our floor all the time in the mountains because it was so dirty, the dirt outside. But here, it's clean because everything's like cement and like clean grass. So it's not dirty. It rarely gets dirty, but coming from the garage a lot into this area, this is a high trafficked areas here. So I just would like to clean this part of the walk-in area of the carpet. So fan blades, I know that for the summer they should be counterclockwise to create that downdraft, which corrects the cooling, that makes that cooling breeze, and in the winter you do it the opposite. What I found in Florida here, you pretty much run them all the time the same way because it's just hot. But what I don't like is a fan blowing on me when I'm sleeping. Like, I don't like that. Whoever invented fans blowing above your bed, and I get it, you need to cool your room, so I understand that. I just don't like that breeze on you. So we have switched our fan blades to the opposite right now. So it more, because the house stays cool. I mean, it's cool. It's not like it's when at nighttime we're sleeping, it's air conditioned in here. So it's cool and you can feel it. But we do it the other way, so it kind of pulls up from the floor. So that way you're not feeling that direct breeze going down, and I get that. But for right now, I need to dry my floors. So I'm trying to find out where the switch is, because Greg flipped it, and I just texted him, like, where's the switch at on the fan? I'm trying to figure out where it is so that it can blow in the right direction and dry this carpet. Now my floors can dry today, which is good. Okay, this was one job I wanted to do and get done. I'm just rinsing this out here in the sink, and then usually I guess I'd leave it on the counter on a towel to dry, but it's so hot and it'll definitely dry in the garage, but I definitely need to leave it open. So I'm lifting this lid up here on the side, and then I'm gonna put the cap underneath this so it doesn't sit all the way down so air can get in there and then it can dry. Otherwise it could get moldy over time. So I'm gonna set that in here. Now I'm gonna make some breakfast. Kids made some eggs. I'm gonna do some more toast. I think avocado toast with egg. That's like a yummy, delicious breakfast. I like eating that. So I'm gonna have that and then I'll sit and watch a little bit of movie with the kids. So this day ended up turning out just kind of quiet for me. I definitely felt like just like resting today. So I know, like I told you, we've dealt with different sickness in the house over the last little while. I have avoided it pretty much for the most part, where some had to stay in bed for days. I did not get any of that, like at all, and still kept pushing through and doing great. Maybe a little symptom here and there, but today I definitely feel tired, extremely tired today. So I think that's the extent of my sickness, is I just feel wiped, which is a good thing. So who knows? So like I said, you know what? It worked out good because it was bad storming. Ended up canceling the dentist anyways this morning. And so I spent it on the couch here. We watched a bunch of movies, old movies. We were watching Tubi, and there was like just old movies. So old ones from the kids' childhood, just different things we just watched and left about. And I pretty much just slept. I slept most of the day on and off after sleeping all night long. So I know I definitely need a rest. And then kids obviously did fine. They would do fine without me. So we made eggs in the morning, and then Steven's been waiting to make ramen, and so he made ramen. Yeah, they love their ramen. I'm okay with that. Happy with that. We had some snacks and stuff. They also made a smoothie in here. And then we were laying on the couch again. I just woke up. I'm like, ooh, dinner time. And so this is the night where a lot of them disperse and go their separate ways. And so I'm like, what can I do for dinner? And I could do nothing. I could absolutely do nothing, and they would all survive. But I was like, let me get up and make some chicken, because I know I have chicken, those popcorn chicken bites, and I'll make Alfredo. Very simple and easy, and that's good. I won't even have to worry about thinking about it. Throw it together, and then call it good for tonight. Some days you gotta do those things when you're just not feeling 100. And they've all helped do different things today, where I didn't even have to tell them to do anything, but the dishes were here. They cleaned the kitchen. These are in the sink, and I was like, you know what? I'll just wash these while I'm waiting for the dinner to go. I don't have to. I didn't have to. Someone else would gladly do them, but it's one of those things where I guess I'm not enough it's lazy, but yes, I know I can rest, but I'm like, I see it, I'll do it. If I really didn't feel like it, like all day I didn't feel like anything, I didn't do anything. That's completely fine. So I don't mind pushing through and washing these little bit of dishes, because we've got a full dishwasher, a full rack. This will be something somebody can put away. These are examples of like pushing through, like I want to teach my kids. And it's not that you have to do it all. That's not at all by it, but it's kind of one of those things like you're feeling yucky, but not expecting everybody to, take care of you. Does that make sense? And I don't mean that like in a bad way. I mean that in a positive way. That's where like I can still get up if I feel yucky in the morning and like do a few things and then rest for my day. And that's what I did today. It's like, yes, I did get up and made sure the main things were set and we were okay. And then, you know, got my husband off to work, made sure he had a lunch. Did forget a spoon. He's like, I just opened my can of fruit at lunch. He's like, there was no spoon in there. I'm like, that's what happens when your wife's all not feeling well. So I had to laugh. And then, so same thing with right now. Like we didn't do anything all day. Made food. We all relaxed. We all had a good time watching shows. Not a worry. I'll do some dishes. They'll put them all away. There's a lot more to put away than there is to wash. So just little things like that. I want, you know, just important to teach. Like, okay, go ahead and push through and get some things done. If you're really, really miserable, yes, lay in bed. But I'm not that ill. It's like I can get up and do a few things. So that's what, and I'm waiting for dinner anyways. So today's been a good prime example of that Bible script that I read this morning. I had to laugh because I have a couple of them here for the week, and that one I'm like, I feel like that one's fitting for today, and it's very true because it was about resting. And so like you guys see my days, I'm busy, I do things, I don't mind doing things. It's not that I have to. If I have to take a break, I take a break. I just like to have my house clean. I like to have things done. I like to show my kids what productivity looks like. I like to show them how to kind of keep pushing and, you know, don't sit on the couch all day long and watch TV, or don't sit out all day long and flip on your phone. It's like those aren't normal patterns for people. Like getting up and getting things done, that's what, you know, is going to make you productive. It's going to make you, you know, be able to do well at your job and all those good things. And so even though I don't have a job outside of the home, my kids see that in the home being modeled at home. Does that make sense? Like none of my kids are lazy. None of them. You can call them when they're younger. Sure, you can see they're on their devices or they're playing video games, and people are like, oh, they'll grow up and be lazy. No, not any of my kids have ever done that. They all grow up and they all become productive adults. And I found that even letting them sleep in a little bit longer, guess what? When they have to get up in the morning, they do because they want to for their job. It's a beautiful, beautiful balance of things. And so even like today, they knew I wasn't feeling amazing, so we just laid. We laid and rest. They picked up and did other things. They made food. You know, I said, I told them, leave the dishes. Leave the dishes, I'll wash them. Like, I don't mind doing that. If I really wanted to have them do it, I would say, hey, wash those dishes. And I've done that plenty of times. But they picked everything else up, and I knew I'd be out here for dinner, so it was one of those things like, hey, I'll wash them, and then guess what, you guys, and I'll put them away tonight, and that's fine. It's completely fine to do those things. It's like, that's a good, healthy way to say, you know what, this is, I'm gonna do a little bit, and then I'm gonna go rest. You know what I mean? If I need to lay in bed all day long, go ahead, but I don't need to lay in bed all day long. Yes, I feel a little tired. Yes, I don't feel amazing, so I am gonna rest, you know, more than I normally do, because I don't want this to get worse, you know, because I have had people in the family where they're for days in bed, and I don't want to get that. So keeping proper rest, making sure I stay hydrated today, you know, eating my macadamia nuts, delicious. Had some eggs this morning, and I actually heated up a little piece of garlic bread for lunch and ate that. And then I'm not sure what I'm gonna do for dinner tonight. Greg got me some Luigi's Italian Ice for Mother's Day. I never even ate those. That sounds really good. So I'll probably have some of those today. I think that sounds really yummy. And then I'll call it a day. I'll spend the rest of my evening relaxing in bed. I don't feel like swimming, and I love swimming. I just don't feel like doing that at all today, and that's okay. That's where your body's saying rest, so I will. So this is gonna be my video today. It's not a whole lot, but it's something just to say, hey, look at, we're pushing through even when we don't feel like doing anything. And it's okay to take those breaks. It's okay to do nothing. I could have done nothing and just said, hey, I'm just gonna be not even filming. But I started out thinking I was going to, and then just ended with, no, resting on the couch there, watching TV, and that worked out good for me. But it was one of those yucky days outside where, you know what, it was a good day to rest and stay in bed, because the sunshine kind of came off and on all day long, but for the most part, it was kind of dreary and rainy and thunderstormy in between everything. So it's a good thing today. So I thank you for watching, and I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day. I am just gonna be in bed tonight. I'm gonna rest and then wake up tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow I'll wake up feeling a whole lot better. If not, I guess we'll see what the vlog is tomorrow. But for the rest of the evening, I'm gonna enjoy it resting in bed. So I hope you enjoyed it. The quietness of the day when you're feeling like resting. It's okay to do those things. So, okay, I will see you tomorrow. Bye.